Man, welcome back. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you for checking in. Obviously, you're on the number one show worldwide as we talk about sports and more, quarter by quarter sports information. And tonight, it's no other. We gave you some chaotic situation last week, but this week we're going to take it up a notch, one more. You know, this is your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and obviously this is the Pull Up Podcast show. So thanks for checking in. Let me get some housekeeping notes. Please make sure you continue to like the show. Make sure you continue to share the show. And more importantly, make sure you get a chance to make sure you subscribe and your friends subscribe to the show. Man, tonight is going to be another doozy. We want to make sure we hear from the audience as I bring my sidekick in, Val the Voice Johnson. We're going to talk about some heated discussions tonight. I really want to know what everybody's thinking out there because, the question I want to put on the table, I want to make sure that's at the top of the hour so you have an opportunity to kind of ponder over it, think about what you're going to say about it, what we want to know. But before I bring my sidekick out, Val the Voice, you know what to do. Drop it.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. Man, I love it. I love it. Happy holidays, each and everybody. Hopefully you have been going, seeing family and friends, taking enough time away to just give thanks to God for just allowing him to see you yet another holiday season. It's been blissful for me. Me and Val are going to talk about it. Had one of the best weekends in my entire life, besides when my kids was born and my grandkids was born. But other than that, absolutely wonderful, this past weekend. But again, welcome to the Pull Up Podcast show with your boy, one and only Coach Tony. I'm going to bring my girl to the stage and I'll drop all this information. Season number 4, episode 413. Man, I'm about to bring up with my sidekick, the one and only Val, the Voice Johnson. Val, welcome to the stage, girl.
Hi, Tony. How you doing? Hey.
I am as hyped as a light pole on a corner.
Okay. I don't know where the juice is coming from, but it's all good. It's good to see you.
It's holidays, man. I'm glad to see you on another good episode. We're gonna give the people what they need. We're gonna give the people what they want.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful. It's very cold here.
That's only your way. And stop sending that stuff south. I woke up this morning, it was like in the teens. I'm like, hold up now. I could have did that and stayed at home in Chicago. This is the South. We don't need none of that. But the good thing about it is we will be in the 50s tomorrow. So I'm appreciative of that.
And we are going to be transitioning to the 40s around Thursday. We did get warmer today. I'm very grateful about that. But Coach, it is a beautiful, wonderful 10 days before Christmas, and I am excited for what is to come. But over the weekend, you have to let myself and the audience know what special thing happened with you this weekend.
Man, let me tell you something. Before I answer that, are you on the naughty list? Or are you on the nice list? I need to know
that. Nice. I ain't had nobody to be naughty with, so let's keep that conversation.
Okay, well, I'm on the naughty list because you know me, I'm just on the line. And if you guys have not, and I love it, if you haven't seen this cat named Matt Rife, R-I-F-E, Netflix Christmas special, I'm gonna plug him. Matt Rife, R-I-F-E, or Rife. It's from Ohio. Kid is hilarious. You got to check out the show. But this weekend was just fabulous. I mean, absolutely fabulous, Val. I got an opportunity to see my mans in there, my real mans in there, my son, the one and only Lil Tone, graced the stages of Middle Tennessee State University to get his BA degree in Bachelor's of Art in none other than music and entertainment with a concentration on creative design and work. You know, there I am, Val, right there looking fly. You know, I'm looking fly, extra fly.
I know this is a big deal, and Johnny Pratt saying, "Shout out to you, Coach Tony," and Incognito is saying, "Hey Val, hey Tony." Oh, Tina, what's up, Tina? That's one of my
Hey,
friends.
check it in. What's going on, T? Hey, Pat, what's up, baby? You know, me and Pat was on the phone earlier today, Val, talking everything. So I
Really?
better check in tonight. If not, I'm going to drive up in the snow and take care of it tonight.
And of course, Jaylee J, she says, congratulations to you and your son. Because here's the thing, it's a major thing when you are able to not only raise your offspring, but to get them degreed and out your house. You know what I'm saying?
No, get out the house, out my pocket. I don't even care about he been out the house. Shit, I'll get him out of my pocket. You know, but I'm proud of my son, my little mini me, as you can see. And Tone is special, Val. You know, he's been on our show. He loves the Pull Up Podcast show. He's worked with us. He's actually used the show as turning in for an assignment for school, by the way. I never told you that. So that worked out very well. And anybody that's out there with my listening ears that's got an opportunity for him in the, creative marketing space, please DM Val, hit me up on the gram, let me know. If you know anybody he can put out, because now he got to go get some money and pay for that school. Yes.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I wanted to make sure that he came on and did and helped produce the show because I knew eventually he could use it for school. And now that I know that his degree is going to be, it is a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication. This is huge. And so congratulations, because it takes a lot to get your child educated. Dave gives you a shout. He says, congrats. Oh, and this is another thing. He says, he's your mini me. You think you agree with that, Coach?
Man, he's definitely my mini me. I agree 100%. And if I didn't say it once, I said it 50 times walking around the university the other day. And Gia, my girl, she checking in tonight. And, it's just, Val, you just hit it on the head. It's one thing to, you to be successful and do some things. But then you got to think about it. In this day and age, Val, to keep your offsprings, one, healthy, right? Two, out of violence and trouble. Three, keep them interested in being educated. And then four, making sure you help them finish the race. And this is a beautiful crowd. He graduated with right around 1,500 graduates. And here's the cool part, Val. I didn't get the Lottie, cum laude, or the summa cum laude. I would love to get all them Lotties, like Lottie Dottie, we likes to party. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get them. But what I was even proud of is that right after the Lottie, cum laude, and summa cum laude, the next one were kids that finished between a 3.2 and 3.5 GPA as a career. And my son, 300, got an opportunity to stand up, maintain his scholarship throughout the 4 years, maintain higher than a 3.2 GPA. Proud of him for that. And you got to remember, Val, without me giving you the answer, what was the most difficult time of these last few years for these college kids? Anybody can answer that.
Oh, it's the little germ that shut down everybody. COVID.
Right. COVID. Mm-hmm. These kids, I really am proud of him because, Val, these were pandemic kids, right?
Exactly. Was his freshman year? Was his freshman year in COVID? Oh my God.
It's senior year, high school, senior year. You go all the way back to high school. Senior year, he got hit hard, 21. And he was 1 year removed. And me being a coach, it hit me hard because I was ready for him to play ball and, go through school and play ball. And then the year that he got ready to play ball and college is here, when he came to me, he's like, man, Dad, going to practice, nobody can be there. Having a game, first year, remember, Val, nobody could come out of the house. And the first year they played the game and they had to wear a mask. And then the second year, they had to go play ball, but only 2 parents could come. So it felt like a superficial practice. You know what I mean? And me being a coach and training and doing all that for years, And when he came to me and said, Dad, I don't have the love for it, it hurt. But, I turned that hat real quick. Okay, what's the next move? And when he was like, I got an opportunity to try to walk on and you pay money, or I can go to college academically free if I need be. And right there, those are my mans in them who helped me along the way. To my right, after me pointing in the greens, my coach, Justin, of course, Val, Justin. Coach Justin is instrumental in being my side pocket coach, making sure. And then my kid on the end, none other than Coach Marquay McCullough, who just kept his hand in Tony's pocket. So thanks to both of those guys for just keeping him on the straight and narrow, being a part of my AAU program, Tennessee Edge, shout out big time. And Val, we about to have one of my kids out of the program on here coming up real soon. And I'm not going to even tell you what he did, but it may bring you to tears when you listen to his story.
Really? Oh,
yeah, that's,
okay.
Your mom is excited. He's doing some big things. He's in college at FAMU right now. So I'm excited. But for Tony, the good thing about it is, Val, you remember I had my cousin Derek, the doctor, on, right, at Jackson State. So
of course,
for those my cousin is the head doctor for JSU athletic program. And to hear him get up, Val, and talk about how much I meant to him coming up. He's a UNL graduate from Xavier University in New Orleans, right? Xavier, New Orleans at HBCU, right? So he graduated out of there. Then, of course, the illustrious came out of me. He's like, hey, when you go, you pledge in Kappa. Hey, there's no other way to go but straight up K Sci-Fi New Pi. So to get him to do that, and then he asked me, I like that watch you wearing, cuz I like to get one like it. And then I gave it to him. One of my first Movados, Val, that I bought was sentimental to me, and I passed it down to my cuz. And then here we're talking about 15, 17 years later, roughly 20 almost, Tony graduates, and then he passes the heirloom down to my son, but with a message. I'm going to need for you to do what your dad did for me. And I'm going to need my son in the next 10 or 11 years to make sure he receives the same watch passed down to him, so then he carries the torch. And I think, Val, I was like, oh my God, I never looked in my mind when I did that to my cuz. And here it is, start a great thing. And all of a sudden, Val, I may have a great heirloom that's going to be passed down as a generational heirloom to my cuz, my grandkids, whatever down the road. Whoever comes out of college, the next person out gets the watch. Then they pass it down to the next cousin that comes out of college. So to have that meant so much to me, because when you are first or something, you're really not thinking about that. You know what I mean?
Of course not. Yeah, you're not. And the one thing that I will say, Kevin, Mr. Springer is saying congrats to Tone with the graduate for getting a bachelor's of arts. And that's a wonderful thing. And then, of course, earlier, I think just probably a little bit. Yeah, this was, we had Tony on as a guest. And also some of his childhood friends came on that same episode. So we were really just proud to have him on. And I remember letting you know, I think I spent about an hour or so training him on how to do the producing part of this show. And I think we did like 2 sessions, but once he got it,
the box. Yeah. And he came, I never forget, I never told you this, by the way. So he comes the next day, he's like, Dad, the crazy part about it is everything Val was training me on, I've been doing it for years. I just had to figure out how you guys are doing it. So it was really, really nice to see that, what we do is already giving him a leg up, and then have the opportunity to utilize our platform at the Pull Up Podcast and Interludes for educational academic credit for school. Was, it's just great. Now we got to continue to push him forward. I told him now the work begins. Now we got to go. Now we got to look at that master's. We got to keep it moving.
Yeah, and of course, when your son and daughter was in Chicago, maybe I think last summer, this is one of my favorite
I
pictures.
love
I,
that.
I just leave it. I just
Park,
leave it
baby.
in the. What was that?
You got to sit in that picture, man. I said, we sit in the parking lot at Morgan Park, baby. Morgan Park, MP High. To the day I die.
Yeah, and
What's good, Megan?
and she says it's about positive influence and impact too. So
Yep.
here's the real compliment is that you have been a positive influence in your son's life. How important it is for a man to be in someone's life. And as we are about 15 minutes in, I guess we're gonna talk about some folks that probably didn't have positive situations happening with them in their life.
But I
You
gotta
want
give
to
a
talk
shout
about it
out.
on the other side?
I gotta give a shout out because my sister popped up. What's up, baby girl?
Oh, your sister's there?
Listen,
Oh,
right there
cool.
down
Mhm.
Tampa, Florida, Latoya, shouting out, said, what's good, proud of her nephew. And I'm more proud of my niece, Ariana. I know I don't know if she listened tonight, Toy, but I'm so proud of her, Val, military school. She's rocking and rolling right now. She's on the dean's list down in Tampa at a JUCO and headed to South Florida University on the dean's list. So family doing some big things right now. I'm just proud of the young ones, just keep it educational, keep it moving.
All right, great. So you know what this means, right?
I already know that means like, hey, we gotta go pay some bills. Cause Val, like, hurry up. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast. We're gonna turn this show on a dime. Need to know what y'all thinking about. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and that is Val.
Oh, Val the voice.
Johnson.
That's me.
We'll be
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the coach. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast show.
Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the Key Spot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. Key Spot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. Key Spot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Man, welcome back to
It's like I couldn't press the button quick enough. I'm sorry.
I was in already. Welcome back. It's the Pull Up Podcast show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. Keep checking in tonight. Listen, a couple house notes. This is going to be a very intriguing topic we're going to talk about tonight. And at the top of the hour, I want to make sure you guys think, a lot of the stuff we're going to discuss is alleged before it goes to any more investigation. But the question I want to ask also, and Val knows that I've asked this multiple times, and that is it mental illness or is it stupidity? And I need to understand that. We're going to discuss it. And the other thing is that, Val, if you could, while we're talking here tonight, if you could please find the National Mental Illness 800 number, if that's okay, and flash it sometime. If you have a situation that you know someone or you yourself is close to that and you need to reach out to have someone, hey, me and Val, we're here, reach out to each other. We'll always talk to you. But if you need to reach out to some specialists and professionals and you need to reach out to the National Mental Health, we'll make sure we get that information for you. Tonight's topic, as we switch gears here, is one that's near and dear to me because it involves a Black man who has climbed up the ladder to one of the highest peaks. We say Mount Everest, right? The Himalayas and all that. This young man has climbed. And unfortunately, as I just said, I don't know if it's mental illness or it's stupidity that's brought him down. But we're talking about none other than the coach at the University of Michigan, Coach Sherrone Moore. Now, here are the things that we do know. Allegedly, we do know that Sherrone, we know for a fact, he was the first black head coach at the University of Michigan in the university's history. Well, we know that factual. The other thing that we do know is he was arraigned for stalking and home invasion, right outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan. We do know that. We also do know the fact that he was also fired for inappropriate relationships with an underlayman, his admin assistant. We do know that. And the other thing is, we do know allegedly that he went over to the young lady's house, broke in, and of all things, Val, I don't know how the hell he was thinking about this one, pulled a butter knife and some scissors. What the hell are you gonna do with a butter knife? You know, a butter knife?
I have a joke, but I'm gonna hold on. Not
yeah. I got many jokes with the butter knife, but
we'll do that off air. That'll be behind.
But the thing is this, and this is just my opinion, everyone. I don't know if you can really harm or hurt anyone with a butter knife, but if you're physical and you built muscular and you are dealing with someone who is not as big as you are, then I'm sure any metal object, a pencil, could do some damage. So we need to talk about that. So I want to know from everybody that's listening to understand this situation. We're going to get into some deeper topics of it. We find ourselves in a situation that, me personally, I really can't blame the university. This is just Coach Tony talking, because the university had laid out a very strict policy, Val. And you're coaching at one of the highest or the biggest universities in the country, top 5 in terms of attendance. Over 100,000 people are watching you coach week in and week out during football season. Now, you are leading athletes onto the field. And supposedly, this is nothing that just popped up, everybody that's listening. It's been an ongoing situation. Now, another thing we do know, I'm just laying out some information so that my audience, you guys got everything as the questions come in. We also do know that the University of Michigan was up on what, Val? Signal stealing scandals just a few years ago under Coach Jim Harbaugh. We also know they was under illegal recruiting out of the SEC. Why? Because I'm in Nashville and I know they were here a few years ago in some camps. We know that. And we know that Coach Harbaugh was suspended as Coach Moore moved through the ranks. And then he did one tremendous thing, knocked off Penn State and Ohio State in the same year of greatness to move on and win a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
So
with you saying all of this, I got nothing. So I need to hear what this question is.
Not questioning you, Val. Those are just the facts of the case. So my question to you is, looking at that, what are your thoughts that you felt along the way that this young man either fell into a bear trap or his own demise?
Well, here's the thing. I think, and this is just my opinion, we have this weird, I want to call it responsibility.
Okay.
Like we gotta do things better. We gotta be better. We gotta know better. My mom was always in my ear saying that you got to get A's or you got to do better than. You can't just be average. You got to do up and beyond. Like I'm remembering a lot of things that my mom told me. And the one thing that I found extremely troubling about this entire situation is, as I am still learning from you how things work in college football as well as the NFL, this was someone you bragged on.
Right.
And I found myself watching, and this is recent as the Ohio State and Michigan game, which Ohio State actually won. But it was, I think, at the end of their regular season, Michigan, and people were saying that they still had a good year, and there were a couple of things that happened under his tutelage of coaching young men. And here's the thing: this is something we're taught in church, and definitely in the responsibility of being a minister or a evangelist or a leader or a pastor. You are held to a higher standard than, say, everyone else that's there at church. I think the same thing definitely applies to anyone in leadership, especially in athletics and on a regular job. A lot of times you're signing ethic code agreements where you are saying that you will follow the ethics of said institution, corporation, or the like. And you have to, you want to, and if you want to be there, do that. When you are in a situation where there has already been controversy under the former coach, and you mentioned him, Jim Harbaugh, you mentioned him, and you now in turn rise through the ranks and then become the lead, you become the head coach, you are being watched.
Yeah, a lot.
And you are being paid
a lot.
Not a lot. It's just not not as much as maybe say a more I want to call it tenured football coach of a D1 school, but I'm just saying that these are some of the things you just kind of, that's in the back of your head. You want to have that. And Coach, in my research of this around Black History Month earlier this year, and I think even last year when he first was announced and became the coach, it was celebrated. Moore becomes first African-American coach of Michigan, University of Michigan, over 100-year history. And I'm like, oh, this is good. So this is something that we can be proud of.
Right. You put a trumpet, right.
Yeah, this is a big deal. And on top of all of that, the responsibility is, if you do well, then others can come and be a coach and be of color. It's a good thing for the culture. It's a good thing for everyone. But yeah, for everyone. And I guess if you get a little distracted and not focused on the goal, I think that's about the nicest way I can say that. The only way to put it, get focused, your eyes get off the ball. And here's the thing: when you're married with children, you shouldn't be cheating anyway. That's just me. And then why are you married if you're going to cheat? But then on top of that, if the person that you're involved with kind of calls you know what, we need to stop this, and I want to move away from you, and let's break this off. Because I don't know if you heard, Tony, they said that they were investigating this as far back as September, but nothing credible came through. Even before that. So nothing credible came.
And the donors hired their own PI to investigate the case. And if you got a booster and a donor who is already investigating you way prior than something going on, this way before even an incident occurred, then it goes to me to another level, to the athletic director, who is Ward Manuel. And Megan and Gia both said it was the ego. So you got two young ladies on here tonight that's saying, Megan said, oh, it's only demise, but it's ego. And then Gia said, hey, his ego was way too big. And then she says it's simply a lack of control and sexual discipline. Feelings inevitable, and is working to have his cake and eat it too. He threw his whole family away. And we're going to get into that as well, because the fact of the matter now is, okay, you saying have his cake and eat it too. So now, I don't even think he had his cake and his eat it too. But we're going to discuss that after we come back from halftime. Gina, thank you for that. Let's take a halftime break on the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. And this is who?
Oh, Val the Voice?
Come on now, you better jump up on that. We'll be right back. Val, pay some more bills. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show. Who you got?
I mean, just look at the lineup on the Millennials. You got Steph Curry, best 3-point shooter in of all time. Matter of fact, we got Kevin Durant, KD. Slim Reaper, one of the best players. We got Harden, Joker, and of course LeBron James, the GOAT of basketball himself. And he's the all-time leading scorer. Brings teams from the bottom all the way to the top. Without him, I mean, man,
I'm gonna answer that.
What would basketball even be?
I'm gonna give you that in a minute, but okay, Coach Justin, what you got?
Man, it's tough. I'm thinking about it. Magic is gonna be AI. Jordan is gonna be Kobe. Shaq is going to get the edge on Hakeem Olajuwon. Tim Duncan is going to get the edge on Charles Barkley. Larry may have the edge. Millennials, I got to X out the Millennials just because they have James Harden on there. If they might replace him with someone else that I could think of, I probably would pick the Millennials over everybody.
Let's go. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the
Man, my nephew keep me banging on that track all the time, Val. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Man, love that. Welcome back in the house. Your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and with my girl still over there bopping, Val the Voice. We're doing it right. A couple questions just came in, comments about his ego. We're talking about, for those that just tuning in, Coach Sherrone Moore, the mistake that he made, got a family, and I think Gia just put it out there about his family situation. So it doesn't matter who he's married. The situation he's married. We know a young white lady that with 3 daughters. And the administrator that he had an affair with was also a young white lady as well. And the questions sometimes come to be, I know I was reading some things today, Val, I don't know if you did. Some of the comments was talking about the young lady who turned him in. She may be pregnant. I don't know, allegedly. But the other comments were, why didn't you just walk away? And then I know you and I talked earlier about, and one of my homeboys taught me, why not just get an NDA? If you're going to go out there and do something like this at that status. And Incognito said, I have to check out now, but it was a great show. Listen, you guys out. Hey, just come back. We got you. We're going to be here every Monday. Pull up on me. Like I said, it's the Pull Up Podcast. But the thing is that when you're looking at that situation, Val, and you mentioned it earlier, if you're going to go down that road and you're taking a job like this, why do it? Because here's a side question for everybody.
Okay.
If his wife would have been black, right? And if the assistant would have been a young black lady, and this was a SWAC, and he was working at some place where my nephew was at, my cousin at down in Jackson State or Grambling, would this had hit the news the way it was? That's the real question I want y'all to answer for me tonight. Would this had hit the news? I don't think so. I'm going to give you my opinion because Michigan and the university in the Big Ten carries a completely different weight. Plus, the brother making $5.5 million for 5, making $30 million. Only got paid $11 he's forking over 15 and a half, almost 16 mil. And Val, that's only what they owe. It has nothing to do with the bonuses for making the playoffs, nothing to do with booster stuff. They said it was somewhere in the ballpark about 30 million. And Val mentioned 39-year-old kid, played at the University of Oklahoma, moved his way up, finished at Louisville, coaching at Central Michigan, come back to Michigan, jumps up on a hardball, moved up. Every time there was a situation, he had the headsets and the mic in his hand, and then he took on a situation and he was successful. And I hate the situation, Val, because when we as young African male figures get into opportunities like this, we get burnt in a completely different way because people, before y'all start passing judgment, Rick Pitino was in a situation with a mistress up in Louisville. Petrino was down in Arkansas at the sorority house. So was Tubbs at Kentucky in the sorority house, single coaches. But what did they do, Val? They got a lawyer. They lawyered up. They apologized. They put this, and they brushed it off. And then it went away. And all three coaches are back coaching and nobody talks about it. But you know the difference between them and this brother right here?
They're not black?
They calling it a meltdown.
A meltdown?
Yeah, because let me give it to you. In 12 hours, from noon to midnight, he went from getting fired, threatening his mistress, arguing and threatening his wife, breaking and entering, attempted murder, and then gets caught, booked, and arraigned from 12 noon to midnight in one day. If that ain't a meltdown, what do you call it? That, in my opinion, again, as I asked you earlier, is it mental illness or is it stupidity? I think it's mental illness because of the pressure all the brother was handling all that. I think what Megan mentioned earlier, stupidity led to it, Val. I think he felt that there was some things going on at home, obviously, right? And whoever this hell he got a hold to at the office, he felt the grass is possibly going to be greener on the other side. My personal opinion is just Coach Tony's opinion is that the young lady wanted more. Because think about this, Val. The young lady was assistant administrator under him. So who's coming to the game every week, Val? His family.
This family, the family is coming. The family is coming. And if you see here, and if you see here, this is a picture I grabbed, I think, after they won one of their many games. And I'm sitting here going, his wife, the kids are there. So it's just a matter of why would you risk losing? What? Money? Yeah. Reputation? Yeah. But it's just your family, because ultimately when the chips are down and there's nobody else around, there's no team, there's no accolades, there's no boosters, there's no alumni. Right. There's your family, and that would be the soft place to land when anything goes wrong against you. And then for me, I'm always thinking, and I've always heard this from a lot of my married friends, is that I want to create my home to where once I get beat up from the world, I want to come home and feel loved. I want to feel accepted. Yeah. I want to feel, and kids love you unconditionally, as we were talking about your problems. They don't understand the problem. So we got a weird Christmas coming up. And Dad is not gonna, and Dad's not gonna be around because if I was, and if he is around, you ain't coming back here.
Hey, if he is around, anything that you do gonna be a problem, right? Hey, quit moving. You're moving too much. Sit down. And Jerry and Don checked in, and Don, don't worry about it. I had a few people that told me today, what are you talking about, Coach? I didn't hear about this story. I had to tell them about it. They said they had to check it out on the local news. And Jill was like, ethics are ethics. And she said, when you hit a certain level and you're under the scrutiny of the race, it does play a matter, but ethics are ethics. You're right. But again, Val, since the day been young, You know what I mean? The women, hey, something about it. And the
And
crazy
and Don says the reality set
Say it.
in when he realized that I'm not on top of the world after all.
Correct. And if hear the crazy part about that, Don, you need to add another sentence. He realized he wasn't on top of the world after all. I think he screwed it up because he was on top of the world. He was the highest ranking minority. I did some research today. He was the highest ranking minority college football coach in the country. There's none other than wearing that M on your head. And you playing the Buckeyes every year and Penn State in the Big Ten? That would be just like a scandal at Alabama or Tennessee or Texas in the SEC, right? They don't come back from that. And then the crazy part about you look at this picture you just dropped, man, you just hit it on the head. The kid's innocent.
They're innocent.
They get into a situation like that and whatnot, and it's nuts. And then the hard part about it is, let's just, once again, just talking, just opinionated, but let's just see what he already made. 11 mil, right? 5 and 5.
11 million. Okay, that's what he made. Okay.
Now, after divorce going, because it's coming, unless she's solid with him, and the divorce comes, this is if hypothetically it comes, she taking half of that back, so she gonna get 5-5, right? So you left with 5-5. Now you got 3 kids, so half of that 5-5 going to them 3 kids. So now you down to 2-5. Then the lawyer gonna take his cut, and Sam gonna get his cut. Brother gonna be left with hundred thousands, right? So this is one of what I consider. I was listening to Stephen A. Smith today. Is one of the most ridiculous knock off the top of the mountains that you could think of. And the crazy part about it is, here's my personal opinion, Val. I want to hear yours, and I got a lot of women on tonight. So don't judge Coach Tony, but I just want to know the truth. I personally think that the brother got involved. He was maybe getting some things, from the ministry they wouldn't get at the house or whatever the situation was. And then she felt a little bit different than he did, Val, meaning that he may have been saying, you about to be the new wife. I'm having issues at the crib. I'm about to bounce anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the conversation's like when you're in this situation. And she bought into it. And then maybe she gave him a timetable. And the timetable wasn't met. And every time she gave him another timetable, he kept on extenuating that. And a new excuse and a new excuse and a new excuse. And all of a sudden she's like, you know something? I'm out.
And this is a really good thing.
And
that's what Dawn says. She says, this is actually from Jerry. I've heard this saying in my 20s, and it still holds true. Money and fame magnifies the person that you are, whether you're an angel or a demon.
Ooh, I like that, Jerry. Yeah, exactly right. And here's the thing, Jerry. What is the one thing about that, Jerry, people always say? What's your price? And I laugh when I hear that now. I've talked to a lot of people, especially females. They say, oh, I don't have no price. I got dignity. Okay. We did that with the Diddy show, right? We found out some people price, right? We did it with the Kale show. We found out some people price. So depending on who you are and what your circumstances are, some people have prices. Other people got prices and morals, but depending on what the price is, today's prices ain't tomorrow's prices. We all know that. But for this brother here, I don't even think it was the price, Val, as it more was the weight, right? The weight.
The weight of what? Can you because here's the thing. Are you more concerned about
the family?
Whatever is done in the dark comes to the light. And here's the thing. When you are being watched by everybody, not just the university or where you work, everybody, like we as the culture, we proud of you. You accomplished this big feat. You are a football coach of a D1 school.
Yep.
What's the problem? I mean, I don't.
Let me tell
here's
you,
the thing. I don't know.
Let me tell you, I know, and I can tell you, I'm gonna give it to you 100. You can say that, and I've been to it on a smaller scale. But when you're on this road and I'm in basketball, and sometimes we're on this road.
Uh-oh. I think we lost Coach. So I think Coach was saying that when they're on the road,
2 days in, 3 days. My bad.
Okay, so repeat that sentence all over again, Coach. Yeah.
I was saying, when you're at these big schools and we're on the road, it's not like an AAU tournament where you just leave Friday night, Saturday morning, go play 3 games, come home. These big universities, we're carrying everybody, the media, the staff, the administration, the players, even sometimes the parents and the boosters. And when you drop down to these places, you got media day, you got practice day. We practice a certain hour. We got so many time. So for a Saturday game, we may be in a certain city from Tuesday or Wednesday, and these kids are doing homework 2-3 days while there. So you're not with these players. Correct.
Right.
We're not with our players all the time. We're with the staff, with the coaches, or whatever. And when you got a personal administration that works directly underneath you and things are going on, Janelle Hill, ESPN, for those that don't know, she said it perfect. Was it one of those late night that I looked at you like, googly eyes and something jumped off? Or was it one of them situations where I came in and things were jumping off in my house and I just needed something else, and all of a sudden you were like, don't worry about it, I got you, babe. What's going on? You never know. But
yeah, and maybe the thing of it is that you need to have, to me, a positive channel for your stress, because to me that is stressful to be away from your family and your home for 4 to 5 days out of the week, to not be able to hang out with your family or not be able to do that. So to me, sex is one way to really just kind of relieve a lot of that stress. It just should be with your wife if you're married. I'm just saying. Right.
Val scratching the back of her neck. We're going to answer that. And Val, and I'm just going to make a comment, and Jerry, I definitely want to make yours time we come back. But I live that in terms of, I didn't understand that. I didn't get an opportunity to see my son high school play ball and do some things because I was on the road. I was in the gym. I had obligations at the university that I couldn't break, but I had to find out from my son, how was the game tonight? How did you do? How did you play? So that's why him getting to college and all this, Val, was so personal to me, because I knew all the time that I missed in high school and I wasn't going to miss while he was in college. And on that note, we're going to take our last break of the day. We're just going to probably go into overtime, I can tell. But we're going to be right back on the Pull Up Podcast. So with your boy, Coach Tony and Val, the boss, we'll be right back.
Woo, 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 woo. I've always thought about how my mom has supported me in any creative endeavor. How beautiful was it for your mom to be the superhero in your life and show up in your creative ventures with this book?
People ask her to sign the book more than they ask me to sign the book. Sometimes I step to the side, I take their picture. And, we have to celebrate our mothers. We got to celebrate our beginning. So she comes out with me. Every event, she is there. Even when I tell her she does not need to come, she will show up in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, you coming? Okay. I'm like, all right.
Right. And she got a bottle of wine in her hand.
What in the world? Why are you giving her alcohol?
No, I'm just saying. She showed up in the parking lot. She got a bottle of wine, nice wine. She's going to set it down. She ready for the show, Val. You know what I'm saying? Because the funny part about it is, CJ, I've actually talked to Val. I thought about, writing a book myself called My Man's in There.
I love it.
And look at Val.
My man's in them.
My man's in there. But you got to read the book. You got to read the book. But it's a play. CJ, I apologize because Val should have dropped some old Dub C so you could have came out crip walking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not flamed up right now. I got to hold on. Trying to get me shot.
Going back to school tomorrow, like I saw you, Miss Charles. I saw you.
I mean, I can crip walk, so please, but I'm kind of, I'm authoring right now. You guys are funny.
Man, welcome to the fourth quarter of the Pull Up Podcast Show. That's my girl, CJ Charles. Man, I love that commercial. Just talked to her the other day, Val, so got to make sure we keep in touch with her and all that. So it's good. Says hello. But Jerry, I think you spot on a couple of things. Jerry says, this is just a story that we know about. That's exactly right. The outside people looking in. But it's doubtful that this is the first time this happened. And you're right, because after the investigation, they found out that it was years. Now, I'm going to throw a name out here, Val, and I'm going to see if you guys know. You guys know who Bryce Williams is in this story.
Bryce Williams in regards to Moore? No. Who is Bryce Williams?
Okay, for those that don't know, Bryce Williams was and this is going to go all the way back, Val, with me and you talk about what? The three little letters, NIL. For those that don't know, name, image, likeness, and getting paid. Bryce Williams is the QB for the University of Michigan, talented freshman, top quarterback in the United States. Didn't play that well, but Michigan poached this kid from, of all places, LSU, from Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly may not have lost his job this year.
Quick question, is Bryce Williams or Bryce Underwood?
Underwood, I'm sorry, Underwood. Yeah, the quarterback. I apologize.
Got it.
QB. And so Kelly may not have lost his job at LSU if this kid goes to LSU, but instead he stays and goes to Michigan. Why? Like everybody else, Val, I want to be coached by a brother at the M with the big logo, right? And he gets there. Do you know how much money Michigan paid this kid in NIL deals?
I'm afraid to ask.
18 years old, 19 years old, he got $12.5 million. Now, go back.
He made more than the coach?
Yes, $12 million deals on NIL. Ain't that crazy? Again, what did my favorite poet named Deion Sanders from the 1800s say? Go to college, son. Become rich. Go to the pros to become famous. You can go to college and get paid now. Go get paid. And Val, don't know if you know this or not. It's a trick question, but as I'm, you're getting your education on in sports. Do you know the difference between football players in college going to the pros versus basketball players in college going to the pros?
No, I do not.
Quick education. Football players cannot enter the NFL draft until after their junior season. So they must stay at a university for a minimum of 3 years. While NBA guys can go one and done. They can go 1 year in college and they can jump out and go to the league. Now, if I'm making 12 mil, man, NFL gonna wait because I got 30, 40 million in my pocket before I even jump to the league. And I'm not guaranteed that I'm gonna go past my first contract in the NFL anyway, right? And so Jill says, Coach, don't make excuses for that, man. I ain't making no excuses for that, man. I like yo. I'm not making no excuses. What I'm just simply saying is that when you get caught in that situation and you get put on that pedestal and you're that coach and you're controlling everything and everything's come to me. Don mentioned this earlier. Power becomes different. We got somebody named the 47 with no name in the office. Power is different, especially power with money.
Well, see, now you gonna go there and mention
I ain't trying to go there, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that the rules do not apply when it comes to certain people. But your black behind,
right?
You need to watch it. But here's my thing, and I noticed this when I was watching Stephen A. Smith kind of talk about the entire situation, and he said the suicide thing was threatened. That came up, and I think that's the reason why we mentioned the mental health illness, and that's kind of that thing, because if you can imagine the weight of carrying this football
program
team, literally carrying the entire program, and then also just kind of near missing some things that could have taken you out earlier before this, so there were some things that came up. He was suspended for one game here. There was some other things that came up, but then just kind of ducking and weaving. And I was just thinking to myself, if there is no therapist, there needs to be one. There should have been one. If there is no great outlet, there needs to be one. Like, you get with your boys and you talk about this, and it's a no talk. It's like we don't talk about this zone or something. Because I was talking to a former coach here in the Chicagoland area, and he says, I get together with my friends and we hammer it out. But he says this situation makes him sick because he knows that University of Michigan will literally think twice before bringing on an African-American coach, no matter what the mental health that Moore was dealing with, no matter what great things that you do. Because here's the thing, you could do all of the great things and win all of the games and get all of the trophies and everything like that. But if you mess up like this, as my father would say, you got caught with your pants down, and you need to go pull them up.
Hey, he was 16-8, as a head coach, and Jerry just mentioned, talking about, and the guaranteed money in the league and in the NFL. Exactly, that's guaranteed on top of what you're already getting from college. But Val, he had that. His masseuse was his admin. His person that would listen to his problem was his admin. The problem was he went over that line. He got a little extra massage. He got a little extra talking to. You know what I'm saying? So the crazy part about it is that the university is always going to do what, Val? Always
protect
come out on top. Exactly.
And they're going to always protect themselves against being sued. And I learned that working in corporate. I learned that working in corporate, that what's most important to any corporation, and you think of a university or college like a corporation is that we'll lay out the rules, we'll have you sign all of the paperwork, but ultimately, if something happens in your neck of the woods that you make us look bad, you out of here.
Your head. Exactly. And you are 100% right. And that's what they said. That's what they're going to tell them. And the thing about it, they went right to this statement. No fraternizing with the people that report to you. Now, here's the crazy part about it, Val. She could have been a professor. It'd have been okay. She could have been the cleaning lady. It'd have been okay. She could have been
cleaning lady.
Wait. Hey, they gotta need love too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's the holidays right now. They outside cleaning.
That's the cleaning lady. You
like they mopping the floors up. Hey, coach.
Yes, and why are you assuming that the cleaning lady is Spanish? I just heard a fake Spanish situation that's straight up racist. Keep making your point. Watch it, brother.
I'm making my point, but the point is that it could have been of anybody, and not in that. But the university is not going to take the fall for him, man. And when the university found out they can get 15 mil back, get the paper back. Hurry up. Get the money. Hurry up. Go get the money. They got the money back, and whatever it is, bury it. And Jerry says what? We as black men.
We as black men.
You need to cut that shit out. Exactly, Jerry. Cut that shit out. And we need to recognize that we got to seek an outlet from professionals, which is what Val said a minute ago. And there is no longer a stigma about seeking professional help, because Jerry, you are 100% right. When we was kids, and Val, tell me if I'm wrong. Now, I got probably a little bit of everybody on here tonight, but in the black community, when you got professional help as young, that means you had a crazy ass uncle to sit in the back room. Get your ass back in the house.
Well,
Val, Uncle Lloyd was crazy. He needed to be in the back room. That was just us, right? That's your professional. I got your professor right here. Your granddaddy come to the house. You know, as a kid, you tripping because granddaddy and granny snapping on uncle.
If people need a real visual, if you remember one of my favorite films, Soul Food. Remember Soul Food?
Exactly.
And Uncle Pete that was in the room. We never saw him until the very end. And we knew he wasn't 100% because he was calling for his sister. And the mistake, Vivica A. Fox's character for his sister.
But Uncle had all the paper. They didn't even know he had all the paper.
All the paper, exactly. He wasn't that crazy. He had all the money.
He's like, hey, y'all, when I'm up out of this joint, I bet y'all gonna want to get paid.
Don Lincoln says exactly. Oh my gosh. And Jay, she says, love my crazy uncle. Cleaning lady. We got people cracking up over that too.
Hey,
oh
man,
my
come on
goodness.
now. Hey man, that's how it is. But Jerry put it on the point. If we don't cut it out, it don't get cleaned up. But the problem is, the man can do it at a PWI. But we do it at a PWI. We going under that bus, in front of the train, on the tracks, whatever it may be. And the crazy part about it was, again, he put himself out there way too far, Val. That'd have been different. And I think Don mentioned it earlier. If it was a one-time thing, in the office, late at night, you got hot, I got heated. Woo, oh my goodness. I may be able to explain that and come back out of that. But they said the problem was this, and I don't know if you were listening to Stephen A. and a couple other shows, that here's when you start knowing things is an issue. You know what really set this off, Val?
What really set this off?
When there is a fire in California that was in those brush fires that burn on damn near half the state, what happened? Yeah. When they found out, it was usually a young dummy that started a fire a few days ago with a match, smoking a cigarette, threw it off, some kid doing some crazy crap trying to be funny, right? This here was, he started treating his own staff bad. Something as little as that. He started to really dog his staff out, wasn't showing up at staff meetings, calling meetings and snapping on people. That was that.
This was more? This was more?
It was more. Yeah. That was, that was that. Hey, what juveniles at outside and keep them out there. I said, I like it like that. Know how to act when I know slow motion.
I don't know I don't know anything about this thing.
You know all about it. You do that cut. You don't. Hey, you know how we do. But it was a situation that if he hadn't treated his staff the way he treated his staff, they would have probably all been on his side, called old girl a liar. But when he treated the staff the way he treated them, and when she got caught up, she went straight to the yard, to the master, and had all the information. She had text messages, photos, pictures, trips, receipts, hotels, everything.
All those things. Yeah.
Everything.
And
so the administration couldn't do nothing, Val. Most of the time the administration will protect you. But when you coming in with all that, they like, hey man, the best thing for me to do is let me back up out of this. Let me save face. Let me fire him, save face, and make it look like the universe did what they had to do once they found out about the information.
Yeah. And according to CNN Sports, as we said earlier, following a university investigation, it was credible evidence that was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And the reason why I reread that is because if you're not remembering the ethics code or the agreement that you signed, and you're not doing the basics, which is treating the people around you with respect, people that are your assistant coaches, your peers, your team.
Right.
Because I don't know how because if he was talking crazy, the kids.
This contract graduation, Val, when we go sit in your house and I go tell your mother that I'm going to bring Val to my university, the first thing I'm talking about is one, protecting her, watching over her, and making sure she's good. So I'm already putting a pledge out there to your family. But before you answer that, put that overtime notice up. Let them know we're in overtime.
Oh, yeah, we sure are. Let's do that. 1, 2.
Yeah,
we're in overtime, but we are going to talk about my Bears. We are going to talk about my Bears.
So get all that. And my sister know what I'm talking about. She said not Uncle Lloyd because she know she said because she know my Uncle Lloyd's because she know what I'm talking about.
Why are we calling out people? Oh, okay, hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't call out your uncles, your cousins, or other crazy members. We were just doing that as a boy, as an example.
Something about growing up as African American, no matter where you grew up from, you got a lot of similarities because our people usually come from the same spot.
And Lisa says he was living above his skin station. He must have forgot who he was.
Yeah, usually the movie was called Fruitville Station, but he was in, Skin Station. I get it. I get that, Lisa. Hey, we right here. I'm with you on that. And Megan says again, he didn't have to, with the maturity and the experience to handle himself in a high pressure environment. Now,
that's when you get help.
I don't know,
that's
Megan.
Get help. That's
Let
when
me
you get
back
help.
up on that one. Hold on. Let me back up on that one. No, I gotta hold on. I gotta throw a flag. I ain't even got a flag. I'm gonna start bringing flags on the show. Here's the reason why I don't know about that statement is because it wasn't like they hired this young man from a small school, say like a UIC, right? Or Loyola, or even Northern Illinois. They brought this brother on. He was on staff, Val. He had been on staff with Harbaugh. He's been in a national championship situation. He's been in big games, big situations. And he played at Oklahoma in the Big 12. He knows about this. But once he got to Michigan, it wasn't brand new. He's up under Jim Harbaugh. He's in the situation where he's the second or third ranked highest player, coach-wise, under the top dog. So it wasn't like this was brand new. They knew what was going on. Doing Jim Harbaugh's scandal, both of his scandals, doing the university stealing secrets, he was on staff, Val. So he knew what was going on. And I'm sure the AD at that time came and laid out rules. And then when they gave him the job, exactly when they brought him and set him in that office, they gave him the rules. And you knew that AD probably took him to a meeting or a dinner and said, look, dog, you a brother about to get this job. Everything I told you today that Harbaugh did still apply, but these also apply for you in a different manner. Now, he, again, as Lisa mentioned earlier, played on the other side of the tracks. It is what it is. Got 3 beautiful kids. Now you end up catching someone, and that person, again, only in Coach Tony's opinion, probably looked at it one or two ways. I either want that, and that's where I want to be, and you keep promising me I'm going to get that, or I want out, and I'm going to give you a time frame to get that to me, and when you couldn't give it to me, I got to bounce, and then it sent him crazy.
Well, see, that's not making no sense to me, because now what's happened is that don't nobody get nothing. How about that? Let me put this up.
He ain't about to get nothing.
No. No, you can't. I saw this picture. This has been floating around.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, this is not making sense to me at all. And of course, again, Megan says he didn't have the maturity and experience to handle himself in a high pressure environment. And then also Lisa says, I told you he forgot. When it comes down to it, there are 2 standards when stuff hits the fan. You cannot put your own neck in the noose, because they will literally, characterly lynch you. They will, and you're black. There's a different standard that comes with being black. And
being black and powerful, Val. You forget the word. Black and in front.
If you need help, don't go to sex, go to therapy. Therapy. More of us have realized, and I know there's some kind of crazy stamina or crazy stigma that says we're black, all we need is some Jesus, and we don't need no therapy. But if you're handling a B1 university, you have seen the controversies that's happened under Harbaugh and everybody else, and you're there being tempted, or however it's working, and you're married to a white woman, but I'm gonna forgive that. You're married. Come on with it. Get some help. Don't go to sex. It's so regular.
But here's what made me mad about that, Val. You got a brother who's the AD, Ward Manuel. Come on, man. That'll be like, that's like when
but he probably had the conversation with him. That AD probably had that conversation.
Man, let me tell you, I don't give a damn about none of that. When I stepped up on the yard, Jerry Lincoln, Mike Drew, Curtis Hudson, Tony Jordan, and Jerry can tell you, they pulled me to the side because I was clowning. I was super duper clowning. I told you, I met Dean Moser, told me, boy, you're going to go to school, but not here. I almost got put off in the summer before I even entered. And they told me, Tom, man, chill out. You got to, what you got to do is you got to leave Chicago in Chicago, because you're on a campus now in the suburb, way out in the suburb. It don't play here. and I had to learn. But if I didn't have a Jerry Lincoln in my life, if I didn't have Don Brooks at the time, coming into the yard, Michael Drew, Curtis Hudson, Tony Jordan, I can go down the line.
Al Carius.
Well, I'm talking about my peers on the yard.
You're talking about your peers.
Yeah, I'm not talking about administration. It comes to administration. The first one I got to go is Walter Johnson. Then I go Al Carius. Then I go to Rick Spencer, in that order for me, because Walter brought me up on the yard, so I leaned on him heavy, and my mama did too. Al was just that coach, and then I can't forget my boy, the one and only coach, Coach Paul Connor, football coach. He the one who gave me the nickname, Sweets. What's up, Sweets? But again, when you're in that parameter and you're now playing, I think Lisa hit it a moment ago. Sometimes these guys play outside of their body. They coach outside because they think they're bigger than what they are. And then, unfortunately, some brothers, I'm not saying all, some brothers that don't date our kind, that date out of our race, they think that they better than us. And I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not saying make no comments, Coach Tony. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that if you walk the shoes I walk and you bumped in some of these brothers, I just bumped into one last week, Christmas shopping. Man, in North, man, get the hell up out of here. Man, nobody looking at her. I'm out here trying to shop for my son. He graduating next week. So, it's amazing on that, Val. But
yeah, but I just wanted to do
everything he can get, and I'm hoping that he can minimize the damages, and I'm hoping that the good Lord could bless him. We can send some prayers, and I'm hoping that he's able to return from this, get the help he needs, and hopefully get him in a situation that he can once again succeed again.
Yeah, because Jerry says bars, bruh, tone, bars. And then, of course, I like Lisa. She said, yes, go to therapy and take Jesus to therapy with you if you have to. Like, go Lisa, ahead and do that.
That ain't going to help. Sometimes Jesus already up in there. Hey, but I'm telling you.
That's a whole different subject. But I have to say, I just wanted to do this. This is totally unrelated for all of us that are from this college. I just wanted to put that out there as a remembrance of the joy of and some of the stress that we went through when we were there at North Central College. It's doesn't matter where you are, you got to follow the rules. Okay, we're gonna stop.
Speaking of stress. This young man, Shedeur Sanders, how can you keep getting more stress? Last week, playing my beloved Titans, well, I'm a Bears guy, but my beloved Titans because I'm in Nashville. The boy only threw for 364, 3 touchdowns, and ran for 1, take him out at the end of the game, and they demolished a beautiful victory. And then the coach had to come up with some excuse because he ran a play that Shedeur said, boy, we worked on this damn thing in practice, and it still didn't work, Val. How the hell are you going to put it into a real game? But then fast forward and bring him to this week in the shot, that weather was cold in Soldier Field. But did you see, before I tell you, did you see what they did to him this week? Did you see the mistake they did to him this week?
Yes. I just kept seeing things being turned over and intercepted. Like
no, you're missing it. Way before that. Back on way. We don't get there yet. Did you see what happened?
No, I did not see. Tell me what happened.
So quarterbacks wear this thing on their wrist called the play pocket. And on that wrist is the plays for the whole team. How about they gave your boy Shedeur Sanders the wrong plays? How the hell you come from Cleveland to Chicago to play in a game, and it's his second start? And actually his first start since you announced he was going to play the remaining season, and you give him the wrong plays on his wrist?
Oh no!
Come on, you can't tell me that ain't sabotage.
I'm trying to figure out exactly who did Deion Sanders. Wait, stop. Let me finish this thought. Who did Deion Sanders piss off? Because this is his son. I'm just trying to figure that out. Maybe that's what it is.
For me, I'm a big Deion guy. He didn't piss off any. Sometimes when you great Val, and it's like okay, let me answer it like this. What was the one of Muhammad Ali's traits? What was the biggest trait from
Muhammad Ali was always someone who could call out someone, and he would be like, it was, people thought of it as ego, bravado. He would be like, I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna beat you down good. Like he.
But what we call it in the hood? What we call that in the hood?
Oh boy, the hood mentality has been so far removed.
We call it trash talking.
Ali, trash talking. Okay, I like that. Okay, trash talking.
Ali was a rapper before rapper. Hey man, I got your head tapping, your feet slapping. I'm gonna smack you in the back of the neck while your mama clapping. You know, he would tell you, but then I'm gonna put you down. And so when Dion came into the league back during our time, remember, Dion was in the A during the time of BMF, during the time of the Freaknik, during the time of A was moving from DC to Atlanta, from the new Chocolate City to the brand new Chocolate City. And the boy was a Hall of Famer, but he pissed some people off along the way. Now those people are older and their kids are playing, and now you want to take it out on his son, but there's no excuse for you. That'll be just like me telling you, Val, I want to build a luxury apartment complex right off of Michigan Avenue on top of the lake, right next to the Sun Times building. And here's where I needed to be.
Michigan Mile. Ooh.
Right off the mile. And then I come 3 months later, you still ain't started. And then when you do build it, you build me a hut. Like, what the hell is this? This ain't the Philippines.
You go freeze in that hut. No, you go freeze in that hut in the middle of the winter time.
Because you were given the wrong plans. All you knew that you were the engineer, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You were handed the plans and you built what plans you were handed. That's what this boy tried to do in Chicago. And here's what he ran into. Cold weather.
Yeah, he did.
Cold weather. The Bears playing for first place. And a defense that's playing right now and is clicking. And a boy and Caleb Williams right there who's just on another level. Because he broke history in Soldier Field this week, throwing for over 1,000 passes. The first quarterback in the NFL history had over 1,000 passes in his second year. And he's already over 6,800 yards after throwing 3,800 yards in his rookie season. And we ain't playing. And now the Bears back in first place, and Green Bay and Detroit lost. We're in the driver's seat. So when they come to Soldier Field this Saturday, cheese heads, make sure y'all ready, because we don't want that cottage cheese or the Kobe cheese or the shredded cheese or the provolone cheese. We don't want none of that freezing.
Jerry says under Don, as Tom Brady said, this has been going on for years. Incompetent coaches that are passing the blame to the players. Talent is not getting developed.
Correct.
Wow.
And he's 100%. Wow. And the other piece he said too, Jerry, that you didn't put in, I was listening to him. He says, and when I go back to some of these universities, because of the NCAA misstep, these kids have unlimited transfer ability. Fast forward, Pavia, quarterback here at Vanderbilt in Nashville with me, transferred multiple times to get paid NIL. They're not even learning the position. So this is why when they get to the NFL, they're saying it takes 3 or 4 years to develop a quarterback. Well, your contract is only 3 years. So if you don't give it to me in your first 3 years, Val, you are out on your ass on your first contract, and you probably a good quarterback. But because you never been developed.
Yeah. And it just takes a minute to develop a good quarterbacks, and I call it just the conversation on the field between the offense and defense. And to me, defense wins games, and that's what happened. That's what happened for show on Sunday. And I was just yesterday, and I'm thinking I think I came in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and I was just like, oh my Lord, I got to watch a replay of quarter 1 and 2, because looks like we would not allow them to score. And there was like 3 major turnovers where Shador threw out, and I guess he had the wrong. I give you a perfect example on that. What you just said.
So Byard the third is with the Bears. He's an older brother. He leads the league in takeaways, but he was with us Tennessee Titans last year, in dead last place, and they had him on the sideline, not playing. So how can a brother go from on the sideline, not playing, saying you're too old for the game, to go to the Chicago Bears, who is now in first place and in the hunt for possibly a NFC championship on to the Super Bowl, and now you lead the entire NFL in takeaways because of what? What Lisa was saying earlier. The coaches, they got to be, they got to understand. But when you set a kid up or an athlete up for sabotage, that only said one thing, Jerry, coming from your comment. Either the coach is getting it from the top and said, let me sabotage this kid because we need to get rid of him, right? And I think Shedeur wants the hell out of Cleveland anyway. Or the coach is saying, let me see how good this kid is. I'm going to sabotage him, see what's up. But the kid keeps on succeeding. And everything you keep doing to sabotage him, it keeps coming to the light. So even if the kid doesn't do well, Val, it don't matter. Why? Because it's showing that the superior people above him who should be helping him succeed, it shows that you're the ones that keep trying to pull him down. So it doesn't make the kid look bad, it makes the kid look good. And right now, because of social media, man, Cleveland's entire general manager, coaching staff, every damn body needs to be fired.
Yeah. The one thing that I like seeing when I watch kind of when games are over and whoever lost, whoever won. I was liking that I saw Williams come over, and this is probably normal, but I like seeing it when, just kind of giving a dap to Sanders, saying that I don't know what that conversation was about, but when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is to keep your head up." It's you want to be encouraging and just kind of that, we can see what's happening because we're out here now. The Bears, we are concentrated on taking the AFC. We want to take it. But
NFC, Val.
NFC. I'm sorry. We want to take the NFC. We want to make sure that we get that. But while we're in this game, and I think it was 8 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, with a wind chill below zero.
Yeah, it was 8 degrees. So I was just really happy to see this. And like I said, everyone on defense did a wonderful job. There was a couple of really standout players. And so I got to get their names, but all I'm saying is Coach, I'm excited for Bears. I'm excited for the Bears right now. I'm excited.
I got the Bears. I had the Bears for a minute. I just hope my ticket come true. I'm still holding it. But Jerry, right. And let me give it to you like this, Jerry. You're 100% right. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Oh, Jerry, what did he say? The mentality of the younger generation. I want it now. There's no patience for the development process. Transfer to get it now versus stay and learn.
Okay, so let me give it to you now, Jerry. So I'm on the basketball side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I was talking to a couple of my coaches because I still got a couple of kids. By the way, big shout outs. I hope Ray, I hope you're listening tonight. If not, I'm gonna see the show. Big shout out to one of my kids right now, Ray Williams Jr. Came out of Wayne State University. Michigan is right now with the Detroit Pistons in the G League with the Motor City. One of my kids, big shout out to Amir Rahman down at FAMU, one of my kids. Big shout out to Carter Webb, one of my kids is out at Walter State. Big shout out to Cam, who's coming out of Dominican University in Chicago, Oak Park, just got his degree. Tony just got his degree. Kamari just finished up at Austin P. So I've had a great run this last few years. Those are just a few of my kids that I'm telling you about. But Jerry, let me tell you spot on, because these kids nowadays, look at them, and the transfer portal allows them to make any multiple transfers they want.
Okay.
And when they are coming to these universities now, Val, they are asking the head coaches how much I'm going to make. In football, perfect example, this is what Nick Saban said the reason why he retired. He went to see a young man. He takes his wife on a recruiting trip, which I didn't know that, but that's cool. So I guess cooler heads preserved. He got there, and a young man within 5 minutes in the house probably sat down with some chicken, pinto beans, cornbread, green, the whole, how we do. And because it was in the South. And
soul food.
And within a few minutes of the conversation, Val, you know what the kid says?
I don't know what.
Coach, I'm already coming to University of Alabama. I don't give a damn about that. You could have saved the trip. Here's what I want to know. How much money am I going to make? So what Jerry said is right. These kids are not leading into, hey, what's the best? I want to possibly be a sports attorney or a doctor, lawyer. I want to go into education. We're not talking about what can you do to help me out, because I don't plan to be at this university more than 12 to 24 months, period. And in basketball, it's worse because of the one and done rule. I want to get up out of this joint because whether I'm helping my family or whatever the situation may be. So because of that, Val, and because of the NIL, here's why I think the kids are missing the boat. And I just had this conversation today in practice. Why not stay, if any one of you guys in this gym under my tutelage, get the opportunity to go to a major university and stay. I got a young girl that's at Stanford right now, and Notre Dame, 3 at Tennessee, and you can play. Why not stay? Because staying in a university gives you the safe haven. You're going to make money each and every year. You'll be able to pad your bank account, Val. You're going to get the education you want, and it's going to move you closer to your degree, something that you're going to be able to use for a lifetime. And if you get an opportunity to go to the next level, take it, but then come back and finish and get that degree. But if you're able to get that money and get that money early, make sure that you, mom and dad, are not worried about a house, a car, whatever. Take that little money you got as an undergraduate, go get a financial planner, plan out for stocks, bonds, and future, put the money away, make the money work for you. Then go on to become a professional. And while you're a professional athlete, then use that money to do what you got to do and take the money that you already had so it's working for you. So you are 6 months into the WNBA, and what happened, Val? You tweak a leg, tweak a knee, an ankle, right? Something occurs and you now out the league. Now what happens? You got to fall back on something. Well, if I didn't have the money as an undergrad in NIL, then once I'm healthy, I got to go get a job. So that's
but wouldn't it be wonderful if you have your money working for you in annuities, insurance, stocks, bonds, all of that stuff? You have it set aside and you're not just running through and spending it. Lisa says that football is getting way too political and it's already been racial, but the Deion factor has shown it can be vengeful. And I would have to agree with Lisa on that. Yes. And I hate that it's like that. And then we have here, what's this?
Todd, what's up, Todd? Where the check?
That's your guy.
Todd. Where you was at tonight, boy.
So he says environment change will do good for Sanders. He's standing on business and can't be broken. Deion created a mental monster. You agree with him on that, Tony?
Well, here's the reason why. Because Deion already gone through it. Me and Todd talk about that quite a bit. So you don't think that Deion's already trained and had his kids understanding what he's about to go through? And what's so good about Shedeur is, this young man, and me and you talked about this 100 times, Val, from the draft night to when me and you covered that and everything else. This young man just continues to do what? He step away from his dad and succeed on his own. But when you keep and you continue to try to sabotage somebody that's at practice every day, right? Let's go back to Jerry's comment about that and what he was doing. This kid's at practice. This kid is practicing hard. This kid was brought in to be a backup. And then the backup of the backup of the backup, right? 3 backups. He ended up being the number one person. Because what they say, cream always what, Val?
Rise to the top.
And that's what happened. And he done just that. And I'm hoping that this young man gets an opportunity to go somewhere to play, to live out his fullest potential.
Yeah. And it'll happen. I feel honestly, it would it's going to happen. So we are going to be keeping our eye out on that. And also letting you guys know in NFL week 15, there are some folks that are not going to be in playoff contention. I think you had just mentioned that Green Bay is not in playoff contention right now.
No, they're still in the hunt. They're in second place.
No, they're still on the hunt.
They reversed. So Detroit lost. So Detroit's going to probably be out because they were outside looking in. The Bears were the wild card, and Green Bay won because we lost to Green Bay last week in Green Bay. So unfortunately, our boy who just came into Green Bay and just got hurt, and Micah Parsons may have an ACL situation, so that's going to hurt the Green Bay on the defensive side and pressure on Caleb Williams. And we're going to be at the crib this Saturday. With temperatures are going to probably raise a little bit, probably what, Val, low 20s, 30s?
Oh, I can actually tell you, but go ahead.
While you looking that up, so temperatures going to.
I'm looking at it now. We're going to be up. We're going to be up to 42 degrees on Saturday.
So 42 degrees is a heat wave. I know people like Tony, you crazy as hell. 42 degrees in December in Chicago is a heat wave. So that's going to be a good game in Soldier Field. And Val, I think, listen to my voice, for promotional purposes only.
Please do say that.
We got 3 weeks left. The Bears has got Green Bay at the crib. They got to go play my nephew in San Fran. No, they got to go play Juwan Jennings and them boys up there in San Fran. And the Bears finish easy. And Green Bay's got the Bears. I think they got Detroit and somebody else. So right now, this Saturday's game, it puts it in the driver's seat. The Bears right now have a game in the front because Green Bay got one tie on their record and the Bears don't. If the Bears can win against Green Bay this Saturday at home, we'll go up a game and a half. And we'll be in the driver's seat. And if we can go get that game in San Francisco, there's no way that Green Bay can catch us on the end of the season, Val. But if we lose against Green Bay, that means Green Bay sweep us for the season. They will now go up a half a game. We would have to win against San Fran. And Green Bay will have to lose again the week after next. So it's going to be – and then on the other side of the coin, in the AFC, woo! Right now, I'm loving what Josh Allen and them Buffalo Bills doing right now. Oh my goodness!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. So, and Lisa says that she's gonna. I'll be at the game this weekend, so the temp will not be like in the line last weekend. No, you won't freeze off like you would. And then, of course. Lisa also says that we need to win against Green Bay. And so, and here's, let me just do this, not for promotional purposes only, but if you live in Chicago and if you are a Green Bay fan,
cheeseheads,
shame on you.
Cheeseheads.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm done.
Lisa, I just want you, when you see the cheesehead, just poke a couple more holes in the cheesehead. That's all I'm at. Make it, just get a couple holes in cheese. Because you can't put holes in shredded cheese. It'll fall off. You know what I'm saying? You got to, it's got to be that Kobe cheese, something like that. You know what I mean? But listen, this has been absolutely wonderful. And thank you guys for checking in tonight. I appreciate all the comments. We continue to give you guys week after week after week sports information and knowledge. And one more thing I want to let you know. Val, I'm about to move my company, the sports marketing company, into a brand new light. The Rise NIL. We're really doing something. I want to thank Jake and Ben. Ben, I hope you listen tonight. Jake, I hope you're on the podcast. I just signed a deal with Out to Win, and they're about to help me put the Rise on the major platform, Val. So 2026, if you got an athlete, a kid, nephew, niece, or somebody that needs to know and understand how to unleash their potential in this NIL space and need to at least do one thing, maximize their potential and make some money, please make sure they reach out to me at www.rizenil.com so we can make sure we help you do that.
Okay. And of course, it's the book, A DJ Saved My Life. It is available. I have probably about 20 copies left. You can get the print signed copy, which would make a great stocking stuffer.
Ooh-wee. What?
It would make a great stocking stuffer. A DJ saved my life. I don't know about nobody going straight to the ghetto. Visit the store for the Pull Up Podcast Show shirts, hoodies, and more. And of course, we want to make sure that I need to give you guys a holiday discount, 15% off.
Okay, man, y'all better get up in the Pull Up Podcast Show. Get your hoodies, baby. Get the t-shirts.
Hoodies.
Hey, get the hoodies. Get the hoodies, man. Come on, get the hoodies.
Go get them. And of course, tomorrow night we'll be back, and we're talking about some entertainment. A lot of things happening over the weekend. We lost a couple of folks, but definitely I want to talk about some of our favorites from the year, our top television, and some of our top movies that we really enjoyed over the last 2025 season. Of course, what immediately comes to mind is the Tom Cruise, the wrap up, the reckoning of Mission Impossible. I had a lot of fun in the theater watching that.
Yeah. And by the way, a little funny while y'all going into the Christmas holiday, our boy from the West Side, little rail. Yeah, little Rails in the Night, funny Christmas story called Unexpected Christmas. So please check that out. It's on Star.
I just saw that last night. I literally just saw that last night. Unexpected Christmas is actually a pleasantly nice one. And little Rail, he did such a great job in this. And of course,
and he lost some weight. I'm like, okay, what lost weight?
He lost a lot of weight. And then Don and Jerry, their favorite from this year was Sinners, which is
we talked about that.
So we definitely going to be talking about that, how that film had a resurgence around Halloween because of its topic.
But listen, man,
so that's going to be fun.
It's been awesome, man. I love it. Appreciate you, Kim folks. Appreciate you guys for checking in. Again, I always keep my sidekick Val the voice riding with me all the time on the Pull Up Podcast show, but sometimes things come to an end. We got to say peace and check out the promo.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace. Woohoo.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Val's the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. So I said Val's the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. So it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.